I'm Wynne, and I'm award-winning children's author. I travel all over the country doing assemblies and workshops for children.
So the first book, I remember when, came to me in a dream. My grandmother died the day before my daughter was born. And I was very sad because my daughter would never meet her great-grandma. And my grandma and grandpa always had great stories. They told me about what life was like. My grandfather was in World War II, and his airplane lost its engines, and they had to parachute out, and they were in the ocean for days before they were rescued. I would hear stories like that growing up, and I became really sad. And a couple months later, I had a dream, and my grandparents were in that dream, and they were telling me about what life was like. I remember when they did this. I remember when this happened. And I woke up with those ideas so strong in my head. I thought, I need to do a book to show kids what life is like before the digital era. And so that's how that one came up.
I Remember When is a fun, interactive board book for young children. It was a bestseller on Amazon. It features interactive activities like spinning rotary phones that we probably all remember, typewriters, televisions. We have washboards that children can get an idea of what it felt like to wash clothes by hand. Record players, there's a little record player that spins that young children can touch and move. Film camera.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. How are you today? So it's really exciting and fun for me to come back because I was a teacher, but now I am an author. And I'm going to share with you a book that I wrote called Earth Remembers When. And it's all about the environment. So we're going to journey around the world today, and we're going to learn about what's going on in our environment. So when you hear the word environment, what comes to your mind? Raise your hand and tell me what comes to mind when you hear the word environment. Yes?
Like a habitat where you live.
Habitat. Where you live. Excellent. I remember when Earth was cherished, no reason to fear its perish. Respected, loved, and conserved, our Earth's resources were preserved. So this is what we hope our Earth to always look like, right? Green lands that we talked about, those grassy fields, clear, fresh water, blue skies. This is our ideal Earth. We have our ocean. This is also our ideal ocean. I remember when oceans were clean, no garbage or litter to be seen. Sea animals could freely float without confronting bottle tops that choke. So perfect ocean that's clear, but unfortunately, if we look, in some places, the ocean's looking more like this. The Earth Remembers When. It's a passion of mine. After I had my daughter, I started learning about the bad stuff that's in food. I remember when food came from the ground. No artificial flavors to be found. Fruit and vegetables were real, and boxes and cans not used for a meal. Over 6,000 chemicals used in processed food. And we're talking about the chemicals that are not good for us, that are not healthy us. Chemicals that come from petroleum, come from gasoline, and different things like that. So one of the things that we can do is to make our own meals, maybe even grow some of our own food, our own garden. Go to farmers markets. Do any of you go to farmers markets nearby? Awesome. Yeah, to get fresh food. So if I have an apple and I leave it outside on the sidewalk and I come back a couple weeks later, will that apple still be there? No, it will biodegrade. If I have a piece of metal and I leave it out on the sidewalk and I come back a month later, will it still be there? Yes. If I come back a year later, will it still be there? Yes. If I come back 50 years later, will it still be there? Yes. Yes. So that is non-biodegradable. So I'm going to pass out some items, and if you get an item, you're going to come stand next to non-biodegradable or biodegradable, whichever side you think it is. Now, audience, you're going to help out, and you're going to point to which side you think that person is going to, okay? Let's start first with this box, this little multi-grain cracker box. Thumbs up, is he in the right place? Thumbs down. This one's a little tricky. It's cardboard, so it's biodegradable.
I'm Wynne, and I'm award-winning children's author. I travel all over the country doing assemblies and workshops for children.